yeah, the game-wise, I haven't seen a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Liza P is blowing up on YouTube now. I think people have finally like enough people have finally beat it and have started New Game Plusing it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their
Digging into the lore.
all the like deets.
Yeah. It's a good Game Pass game. I don't know.
It's great, yeah.
I can throw this in the podcast, I guess.
Play that
Hello,
bunch,
everyone.
too.
This is Praise the Run,
Oh, did we start?
episode 36.
Oh man,
I
knew we started.
I'll
but,
throw
like,
the Liza P thing in there.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Yeah, I think this is 36.
Alright, I think I'm logged in. Yeah, I'm just on their I'm on their home. I'm on their
Okay.
regular website,
Cool.
but on my phone.
Word.
Do I need?
I'll have to add you to the league and stuff like that. This is the Fantasy Critic episode. We talked about it last week that we were going to be doing Fantasy Critic and everything this episode. So we're not really going to be focusing on news. There is a lot to talk about. There's a bunch of layoffs happening. I think next week we will do a deep dive focus on that because I think there should be well evaluated words on a topic like that.
We're missing the little TV.
Yeah, so it broke.
Oh no! Oh, it's not even there.
It's not there. My camera monitor broke. I said that in, I guess, the last episode of Resident Evil that came out on my channel. I was moving the whole unit over like I usually do, and then it just wobbled off and snapped the base off. So I was like, well,
a tiny TV like that you can pick up at the thrift store probably, or not?
Right.
Like a.
Yeah, I could probably get a Goodwill or whatever because I went to
Goodwill.
Walmart. It was like $100 for a 20-inch. It was like,
What's
fuck
the place
that.
where you trade in your goods for cash?
A pawn shop?
A pawn shop. Yeah, you can probably find one there. They always have a row of TVs.
For sure.
Tiny ones.
Yeah, I could get a Goodwill one too. They're not. I don't need anything that special.
Yeah, just literally just a display that plugs into your camera.
Right, with one HDMI.
Right.
Yeah, it's just something small. It would be even nicer if it was smaller than the one that I had.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know. Yeah, it was a burden. But yeah, that sucked. I scared the hell out of the rabbit.
Oh, I bet.
Poor rabbit. I completely lost my train of thought.
Real news.
Oh, real news. Yes.
Next week.
Bunch of layoffs are happening. I think I want to word stuff better. I want to think about that a lot more, and I assume more are going to happen between now and next week.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's every other day we have a layoff of 1,000 people now. PlayStation has an event today as of recording that happens at 2 p.m. It is 8 o'clock in the morning as we are recording this. That's our new recording schedule on a Tuesday. So that's obviously we're not going to be talking about what's in the future, but they did say Stellar Blade's going to be there, which is, I think they showed off a while ago. Just everybody thought it was going to be Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
They said, I think Fair Games, which is that like 3-on-3 extraction shooter thing that they were doing.
That looked pretty fun.
Yeah. They said 15 plus games in total though for 40 minutes, which is a lot for
it's only
what they usually do.
a couple minutes a game.
Right. Usually it's like 4 or 5 games in 40 minutes.
So not really any deep dives, just like, here's a game. Here's another game.
Yeah. Yeah. And Stellar Blade is third party. What was the other game I said? Fair Games. That's first party. So I guess it'll be a mix of both. I was thinking maybe it's because it's third party. But no, I guess it's going to be all over the place. Also, like, Helldivers comes out in a week or so, so I assume
Yeah.
Helldivers will be there. Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon have both came out, and they have both scored, like, 9s and 10s.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's...
Yes, they have
I
scored
want to play that
very
game
highly.
so bad. It's not on Game Pass, though.
No. All the others are.
Yeah, I know. All the others that I don't... I mean, like, those are also fun, but this is so completely different from that.
Right. Well, 7 is the beginning of Ichiban's story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, 8 is definitely pretty tied in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. Yeah, I think you'll get more out of that.
Yeah. I should still play them, because, I mean, I've wanted to, but this one's just, like, kind of like GTA, you know? It has that, like, different vibe to it that I want to...
Right, it is in Hawaii. So it's definitely pretty. The first 10 hours of the game, I would say, are in, I think it's Yokohama is where, that sounds right to me. It is where the first game takes place, which the beginning of 8 also takes place there. There's also, like, a whole character arc of 7 that leads Ichiban to the place where he's at, in 8 where it starts. But you don't have to play it. I get.
Yeah.
I mean,
all the others are on Game Pass. You might as well.
Right. Yeah. The first 7 games, 0 through 6, are all Kiryu. And then Kiryu comes back for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Or not Infinite Wealth. He is an Infinite Wealth as well. But the man who erased his name, like, just came out a few months ago, I guess.
Yeah, they're pushing out games.
Right. And from what I understand, that game's only like 10 hours long.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
it's a really small.
It's kind of just like this is like an explanation type thing, right? Like a filler.
Well, it's like Kiryu is not in 7 at all. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like fills out his story of where he was. Right, it's just kind of
like a side thing. Right. It could have almost been a DLC, really.
Yeah. But it's definitely, like, big enough to be its own game. 7 is all turn-based.
Oh, okay.
And when you go back to Kiryu, it goes back to the old school brawler style. And then 8 is back to turn-based. I don't know... I've seen, like, the first 8 hours or so. I watched a couple of streams, but I didn't see Kiryu. I don't know if, like, it switches, you know? Like, if you play as Kiryu in this part, will you play as a brawler character, or is just Kiryu in your party now?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I have no clue. But I assume I'll see Kiryu at some point. I'm not going to be playing Like a Dragon anytime soon, but I wouldn't mind watching another, like, 8-hour stream or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I understand, though, like, Hawaii is 12, 13, 14 hours into the game, and then you finally get there, and then the game takes even a little bit more longer to open up Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then Hawaii is, like, the last... I say last. It's like 3/4 of the game. These games are very long.
Right.
Like,
but that's when you get to do all the other stuff too.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Yokohama as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, the poker lounge. There's the arcades. There's, like, the different bars, like the karaoke bar and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit to do in the beginning part.
Yeah.
Not everything is unlocked like it is in 7. Like, there's some stuff that, like, the movie theater mini game from 7 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. From what I understand, like, the Animal Crossing is, like, 30 hours into the game.
Wow.
And then people are like, oh yeah, I dumped another 30 hours into the Animal Crossing.
I'm telling you, that alone, dude, is
Yeah.
gonna be like its own game.
Right.
Easily.
Dondoko Island, I think is what it's called.
Right. Like, that's one of the main goals of playing the game for me is just to play the side game in the game. Like a game within a game.
There's that. There's like a crazy taxi pizza delivery game thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they put so many just like other games within it that it's just days of playability. Weeks.
I think on the Dondoko Island it goes to a brawler. I think I heard that. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Cool. I think when you're playing that part of the game, it turns into a brawler. I'm not sure, because pirates like raid your island and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you play anything this week?
Did I play anything? Yeah, I played Resident Evil. Yeah, I played Resident Evil 2. I started back up.
You recorded that.
I did a couple episodes. That's a good game. It's fun. I thought I've seen enough of that game to remember where things are and stuff. It's completely out of my head.
Yeah.
Now.
Especially once you're like in it, like you're actually playing it.
Right. It's like, oh, I remember that cutscene, but like I don't remember what happens in between.
Right.
I don't know like where handgun ammo is in every room kind of thing, or like some people are insane with these games. I'm not that person. But yeah, I really like playing it. I'm not good at the shooting in that game.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's very unwieldy, and the zombies are like bobbing around all the time.
Yes, they do.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not like doing headshots constantly. But even if you do headshots, like some zombies go down in 5 or 6 shots.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you just never know. One zombie could have its head blown off in 1 shot, and the other one will take 7 or 8 to down, and then they'll be crawling on the floor trying to.
And then you gotta stomp them and stuff. Yeah.
Well, stomping is like Evil Within, I think. This one doesn't have a stomping. You do have the knife or whatever. Yeah, I don't think 2 has stomping. You have the matches. I haven't found matches yet, but you can light zombies on fire, I thought.
Oh, that's cool.
But maybe I'm misremembering that too. Because that's also an Evil Within thing. Mikami, who worked on Evil Within, also did Resident Evil 2. And 4, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did 1. I don't know. It's one of those days. We both worked doubles yesterday, and I'm very brain fried because of it. I'm just hanging in there. I slept for like 3 hours last night.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I went to bed almost right away.
Really?
I got home and like 8. And I was going to do some stuff on my computer, and then like I just laid down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done.
I went to bed at like 1 or 2. I got home. I got out of work at 8:30. I might get home until like 10:30 or so. I had to go to like grocery store and go get food, like fast food I wanted, because I don't want to cook by that point.
Right.
And then I didn't get any drinks at the grocery store, so I had to go back to a grocery store and get drinks.
Oh, God. That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Fantasy Critic is the thing to do today. We gotta make sure it works real quick. I think I have to invite you to my league or whatever. Does that fix what I want? Probably not. Whatever.
Almost. They were less.
Yeah, there's definitely. I wanted to get rid of all of the expansion stuff, and it was just weird what it was saying. It was like you have to choose an expansion or whatever, or you have to choose a specific thing on a specific slot, and I didn't want that. I just want us to go through and do our thing. So, but everything should be set. And now we can start drafting. Warning, once you start drafting, you can no longer add or remove players, and the draft order is locked in. However, if you need to, you can reset the draft by pressing the reset draft link in the sidebar. It will let you change your player settings. Okay, so we're going to do that in a second. So do you want to go over the rules again real quick of everything?
Yeah, that'd probably be cool.
Okay, so we are going to go one by one, I believe. I mean, it might snake order us. I don't know. It might go 2-2, 2-2. We're going to choose 4 games today that we are starting off the year. We want those games to score 70 or higher. Every point that is above 70 is a point towards your team. Every point above 90 is 2 points to your team. So you go 70 and 90, that's 20 points, and then you get a 94 or whatever, you get 8 extra points for those 4 points in the 90. You will be able to draft remasters, remakes, and all of that kind of stuff. I set it to that. It also had yearly installments blocked. I unblocked that. There's no reason if you wanted to choose next year's Madden, you could do that. But for some reason on default it had that blocked. I did remakes, remasters, so like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth would have counted regardless. But like a Demon Souls remake or whatever, that now counts. That you'll be able to pick something like that. I also did remasters like the Metroid Prime remaster that came out last year, for instance. That's along the lines. Last of Us Part 2 remaster or whatever. Last of Us remaster. Like, those kinds of things. You could pick those now. What else? You will... After we pick our 4 games, we will be counter-picking one of our games. A counter-pick means a game that you are betting against on the other player's team. If that game reviews well, those are points count against you. So ideally you want a game, a safe bet is 0, a game that doesn't come out.
Yeah.
If a game doesn't come out, you're allowed to drop it. If it has to be announced that, hey, it's not coming out this year. So like if Hollow Knight Silk Song gets shown in 2 months and they're like, we're not coming out until 2025, you'll be able to drop Silk Song if you pick Silk Song. That's just like the every year version of that. And then what else? Yeah, we'll counter pick a game each. 0, a game that doesn't come out, is a safe bet because you're like, oh, well, that just takes away a spot from that person. It's no points counted against me, but it's also like no extra points counted against them. Like
That's true, yeah.
no points gained for them. But any other instance of a game gets revealed and it says it's not coming out, then yeah, you're able to drop it. I think I turned off Super Drop, so we don't have to worry about that. A Super Drop is Or maybe I turn it on. I don't know. I could turn it on if you really need it at any point, but a super drop is one, like, grace. If you want to drop a game, if it's not out yet, but it's, like, looking pretty hot and you want to just fucking get rid of it, you don't want to be bothered with it,
right.
You will be able to be granted one throughout this year.
Word.
Yeah. I think that's everything that I need to go over. Do you have any questions?
Is there like multiple choice? Like, do they give me the options?
Oh, no. So, once we start drafting, it will have like a search bar, and then you just type the name of the game into
Do I have to
the
remember
database.
the names?
Right.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
I did pull up the Game Informer thing, and we can pass my phone back and forth.
I have a tab open of some games, but that doesn't really...
Yeah.
That's fine.
Word. The dogs are freaking
They're
out.
freaking out, yeah. One dog was in the other dog's pen, and now they're like, I'll show you.
Okay.
It's all love.
The draft is currently in progress. Next to draft, games. Select next player's game for them. Select next game under draft management in the sidebar. Cool. Can you do anything on your end?
Like what?
Can you search a game or anything on your end?
Let's see. I have to refresh the page. Draft game. The draft is currently in progress. It is your turn to draft. Yep.
Okay. So we obviously gotta like vocalize what we're picking.
Oh, they do give you some.
Do they give you like some like hey, this game's coming out?
Yeah, they give you some top available games. Oh, that's a relief. Cause oh man, I have no memory for these type of things. Like titles, names, proper nouns. Just all for some reason like do not stay, and I was just like, oh my god. All right, well I'm gonna. You know what's funny? I was gonna select this game anyways, so I'm gonna do that. Do I just click it and then click draft game?
Yep. What game is that?
Oh, it didn't show you.
No, I said vocalize it. I don't know.
Oh, I just thought you were gonna read it as they popped up. I chose Princess Peach
You got a
Showtime.
microphone pointed at you. I don't need to do it. All right.
That was actually gonna be my first game regardless. So it's funny that it popped up. I was like, hell yeah! I don't even have to type it. It's a long title. So.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, see, it gives you some options,
Hell yeah.
which does help.
My first game is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Nice.
For sure. No question about it.
Oh yeah, it
coming
updates. I don't have to refresh it every time. That's good. It does update it real time.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then I think you draft again.
Oh, do I? Do it. Did you too? Draft a game? Oh yeah, we're snake drafting.
Okay.
So after that, I am going. I don't know if that's gonna come out or not. I am going to go with Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door remake. I am very excited for it. It is one of the best Mario RPGs. I haven't played a lot of the Mario and the Luigi ones, so maybe I'm speaking out of term there, where those games have, from what I know, are pretty good, but I love Thousand Year Door. Yeah, great game. What's happened over there, Patrick?
I was just reading some of the options, seeing if anything catches my eyeballs. Let's see if I can find the one that I was gonna choose. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna do. I just saw it. Flight Simulator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like that's just a solid game. You know?
For sure.
It only gets better. Now they're gonna be doing more stuff to it, you know? I feel like this is probably one of the biggest future updates that they plan on doing.
I mean, it's a full-ass sequel.
Yeah.
It's a new game.
It's gonna be, yeah.
It's a new $70.
Yeah. So I think it'll do pretty solid.
Yeah.
And it has a solid fan base, too, of its own. Just
right. This one's going to be, like, super job-heavy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how the fan base will feel about that specifically. But, I mean...
as long as they can still do what they want to do, and then, like...
right. I think all of the extra stuff carries over as well.
Oh, I have to do another one.
Oh, yeah. Snake Draft.
Next I'm gonna do, probably gonna have to type this one in. Oh, wait. I don't think it came out. I think it comes out this month, though. The Prince of Persia game.
Oh, yeah, that's out.
Oh, is it out?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was,
that
in
came
February.
Out last week.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, then. Never mind.
It reviewed pretty well. That also got a bunch of 9s and 8s and stuff.
Really? Yeah, I thought it'd be a good game.
People are really
high. That was the one
on
I was thinking of, though. You know what? I'm gonna do... see, like, they have the Suicide Squad, but that already came out, right?
No, that comes out next week.
Oh. But there's just so much already.
Or no. Or I think people in early access have it.
Yeah.
Reviews aren't out yet, though.
Oh,
so that's the whole thing, is that I should also explain. So, like, you also want a game that is going to... we want a game that's going to review well, but we want a game that's also going to get enough reviews. So, like, Suicide Squad's definitely going to get enough reviews eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if it's some obscure indie game, there's a possibility that it might only get, like, 2 or 3 reviews, and then that's not enough to develop an Open Critic score.
Yeah.
I believe this is all Open Critic now. That is, all of the numbers are based off of. It used to be Metacritic, but Metacritic changed, like, their whole back end, and it's all weird now. So I believe this is Open Critic.
Alright, well then my next game is going to be Another Crab's Treasure.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good one.
I'm personally excited for that game. It looks super fun. And I think it's going to be a super cool game.
Yeah.
It looks like just like a quirky... yeah, I'm about it.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay.
But now, so that one popped down here in the NGF. Does that make a difference?
No, I think because that's it. Those are new gaming franchises it wanted me to put.
Oh, okay. But it should still be all.
Yeah, it still counts, but it is a new gaming franchise.
Right. Okay.
Along with that, I am going to go with Metaphor Re-Fantasio. It's popped up in the top available games.
Oh, yeah.
This is the next game from the Persona team. The actual Persona team, not Persona 3 Remake, but the Persona 5 team have been making a fantasy game for a very long time. Hell yeah. Yeah, new gaming franchise. And then, along with that, for my second pick, because it's making me do another right away, let's see what some of these top ones are. I don't think Avowed is going to review that well. Um. Fuck. I don't know if. Hey, if it doesn't come out this year, whatever. That's fine. I'm gonna go with Mina the Hollower. Um, Mina the Hollower is the next game from Yacht Club. Yacht Club is the developer publisher of Shovel Knight.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been
Well,
working on Mina the Hollower for a bit. It was kickstarted and everything. I feel like that's at least coming in. That seems like a November game.
I'm gonna go with Black Myth Wukong.
Okay, yeah. That's an August date right now.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of turmoil at that studio, but that game still looks tight as hell.
It looks super cool. Another game that I'm like interested to play and or just see what it becomes. It looks really cool.
Yeah. My most viewed video is my reaction to that first trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, I was really into it.
That's the one I thought of. Now I gotta kind of like
dig a little bit.
look for a moment.
That's why I only wanted 4 right now, because I was like, it's still very early in the year.
Yeah.
And we got to fill out 20 games.
Oh, you know what I forgot about? Oh, no, because that one's... I want to pick this one just because I'm a fan. But I don't know if it's coming out this year. So it's a risk.
Of course. Well, if they announce that it's not coming out this year, you can always drop it. That's why I thought.
That's true.
Mina the Hollow.
Well, I'm going to do Haunted Chocolatier.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. That is a risky one. Because I think Dude said that he's stepping away from developing it right now.
Did he? I've already chose it. We'll see then, I guess. I don't know. Because I mean, like...
Yeah.
We'll see then. Because if he says it's not coming out, then that means I could drop it, right?
Right, yeah.
So...
If he confirms that, hey, it's not coming out this year. As of right now, I thought he said something about he was... I mean, it was a few months ago, but he said something about burning out and, like, I want to go work on Stardew for a little bit. Cause
he did just drop, like, another big update for that. Or it's coming out soon. Like, I think, like, a whole, like, more to the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Stardew, I mean, it's a one-man show over there.
It's a forever project, yeah.
Stardew took 10 years of development for that dude before it ever came out.
Yeah, and it's very much all there. Like,
right.
It's
people adore that game.
There's so much more depth to that game than what you think, and it's crazy. Or what you think if you've never played it, and then you start playing, and you're like, wow, this is more than just like a farm meet cute.
Right. I thought we were only doing 4, but maybe we're doing 5.
You made me do 5.
So
yeah, because I did my first one and then you got 2, so this is probably your last one, like a single one. I got 3 NGFs. I guess you got 2. Huh?
I'm gonna do one outside of my wheelhouse, just like you. Kyle's very excited for it. Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 1 reviewed very well. It's very beloved. I think Frostpunk 2 could be really cool. Now it's my counter pick time, and out of those games, I mean, come on. It's not even a question.
Don't do my haunted chocolate here. I hope it comes out. If it comes out though, you're screwed.
I know, I'm fucked.
Like if it comes out,
so fucked.
It's guaranteed solid. Like
yeah. Yeah, that's guaranteed a 92 if it comes out.
Shoot, dog. I don't really know much about these games.
I could see Mina the Hollow or Metaphor.
Those are, I was thinking one of those two, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it gives Haunted Chocolatier a little target on its back.
That's so funny, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do Metaphor.
Metaphor?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. The draft is complete. From here, you can make bids for games that are not drafted. However, you may want to hold on to your available budget until later in the year. Okay, so we'll talk about budget. We each get $100. Right? That $100 is for the whole year. There are going to be a lot of games that we are going to want on our list. And every time that one of us goes to buy a game, it will pop up saying that, hey, so-and-so is buying this. Do you want to bid on it? You can then counterbid, of course, or you can just let it slide. There'll be plenty of games that we'll be able to buy for $1 or whatever, and be like, I don't want that, whatever. There'll be games that we will both want, that we'll probably want to pay a lot of money for. We'll see how the year goes. There's no getting more money. So when it's gone, it's gone. What else was I gonna say? So you pick them all through the week, and then technically none of them are on your list until Saturday. Saturday night at midnight, or Saturday morning, I guess, at midnight, it will lock everything into place for that week, and the new week will start anew. And then, same thing, games get announced, we will draft everything to lists throughout.
Do you have, a cap?
It's just our 20.
Oh, okay. So you have to.
It's the list.
But you have to fill out.
You don't have to. It's the same thing. A blank slate is 0 points. So.
But once you hit 20, then you can't.
Right.
Pick more.
Right.
Or if you spend more money, then.
Right. I mean, if we get to that point halfway through the year and we want to add games, I can always do that. If we're like, we're at these 20 games wasn't enough, we want to add 10 more, because it's only 2 of us, so really we could add 50-50 and probably be fine. But we'll get there when we get there, if that's the case. I don't think that will be. Usually 20 is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it's 40 games, because we both have 20.
Yeah. You can't choose the same.
Right. So you start, scraping the bottom of the barrel. But who knows?
But we have one more counter pick?
We have one more counter pick. So that's through the whole year. You see a game that I pick that's not coming out, or you think looks like shit, you'll be able to snipe that out. Be like, nope, you can't drop that shit. You don't have to use it, but it's there.
Okay.
So if you forget halfway through the year, which you probably won't, because I'll remind you all the time, that you'll be able to not feel bad of not using it. It's just it's a weapon that you can use at any point to either help you or against you. It could really fuck you.
Right.
Metaphor and Haunted Chocolatier are both solid games if they come out. So those are both already very risky. But Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of faith in that Wolfenstein team, but I don't know. There's something that seems a little weird about it. It looks real good, but there's something that seems a little off. So like that game could come out and it'd be like a 74.
Right.
And like that's 4 points, but that's only 4 points. Mm-hmm. So like it's not ideal. But that's not negative points. Negative points suck.
Right. Yeah,
That's where
I want that.
Yeah. There's I don't usually see a lot of negative points besides like passion picks. Passion picks get people fucked.
Right.
Like City Skylines 2, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a passion pick right there.
Yeah.
That seems like it would be a good game. I mean, it is. People adore it. But critically, a game came out to a 72. That's only 2 points. That's not negative points.
But it's barely anything.
Right, barely anything. And then, what? I was trying to think of what game came out. Redfall. Redfall was the big one last year. Where it was, this is the new game from Arcane that made Prey. And it's a first-person shooter about vampire killing and stuff. And came out to a 55. Oh,
man. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. That is so rough. I was trying to... Call of Duty. We have yearly franchises, right? Call of Duty came out to a 44 on Metacritic.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Rough.
And people definitely chose that one.
Rough shit. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see where the year goes, but it could be crazy. Like I said, we have that PlayStation event today. We just had that Xbox event. So Xbox is gonna be quiet for a little bit, but PlayStation is going today. That means Nintendo is only around the corner. Which in my predictions, we'll get a Nintendo Indie World first.
Yeah.
In January. And then Pokemon Day in February. And then I don't know. Maybe we get our first Direct in February as well, but I could see if we get our first real Direct for the year on Mario Day, which is March 10th. I don't know if March 10th is like a weird day this year. If it's like a Sunday, then they won't do something on a Sunday. They usually like to do things on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I could totally see an Indie World coming first. Pokemon's also in an interesting spot where like Scarlet and Violet ran like shit. A lot of people want Game Freak to take their time with the next generation. We just finished Scarlet and Violet. We just finished that gen.
Yeah.
Like, I know the anime is about to start finally in the States, but the last DLC and the epilogue just came out. So, like, this is supposed to be the year that a spin-off comes out, and then we start a new gen next year.
It's crazy.
Next year is also the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big one. That's it. I don't know what they're gonna do specifically, because Pokemon can review well and still run like shit. Like, I don't know. I think Scarlet and Violet left a huge bad taste in people's mouth with how bad it ran.
Yeah.
Understandably so. But I really think that if another game comes out and runs like that, I think they'll get away with it.
Yeah. You think so?
I really do. This is also the year that a Switch is supposed to be announced. We're supposed to be getting
That's
a new
true,
Switch.
yeah. That could change things.
Yeah, it's been confirmed that developers have dev kits and are well into development on games for the Switch too. At any fucking point. Which is why it's also weird that it would be weird if we get our first Direct so deep in the year, but also it wouldn't, because I could see that being the Switch 2 announcement.
Yeah, it could be like the big thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be... I mean, you get... Peach Showtime should be out by now, or by then, I think, or maybe like the week after that. And then Paper Mario is kind of like the last game, I think, outside of that, that we know about for the Switch. Where do they go from there?
Right.
Is kind of my question, and I don't know if they'll have any other cards like in their sleeve. I think they'll have to announce the Switch.
Yeah. It seems like it's about time, yeah.
Right, because then you start announcing games that are for the Switch too that are not, like, you start announcing games as Switch games that are not Switch games. That are something else completely.
Right.
And because we don't know anything about the Switch 2, we don't know if it's back compat or anything like that.
Right.
The rumors are that it is. The rumors are, like, every single time that they do a cartridge-based thing, it'll also play DS games or whatever. I can see that being the case now with things like Analog Pocket existing and stuff like that, where you could play every single Game Boy in the same cartridge slot.
Right.
But I don't know. That seems like some weird stuff for Nintendo to do, and also make it affordable.
Right. Yeah.
That's Nintendo's main concern is affordability. The Switch is a $200 console, or $300 if you want the OLED now. But the Switch Lite sells insane numbers and is $200.
Right.
And then a used one is I think a used one's like $140. Like, it's insane. It's really cheap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we'll see. We'll see where Nintendo's at. Nintendo and PlayStation are weird. Xbox is just like, yeah, they're gonna put out like 2 games this year, and they're probably gonna be okay or good. Right. Like, Forza reviewed well. Microsoft Flight Simulator will review well, but they don't have any like big punches right now. And they probably won't for a long time. I mean, Indiana Jones is a big one, and technically Call of Duty this year will be under them, but like, that's not Fable. That's not a Halo.
Right.
That's not a Gears. Like, there's some big punches that Xbox could have that they don't right now. Fable is still like, we don't know how deep into development that game is, because like Playground got announced to be working on Fable in like 2019. And then it's been radio silence up until the initial reveal, and then they went completely dark again. Or no, they did the reveal trailer, and then they went dark, and then they did that Jack and the Beanstalk trailer. I forgot they did like a title reveal first. That like, yeah, it's real. Fable's real. Right. And then it was like another year or two, and then they showed off that Jack and the Beanstalk trailer with the dude from the IT crowd. The British guy, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some big punches there that they're not sitting on or not using. But also PlayStation has a lot of questions right now. Like, where's Ghost of Tsushima? There's a second one apparently being in the works. We haven't seen that yet. Right. And that's been like a year and a half. That's been in the quiet underbelly of games right now is like Ghost of Tsushima 2 is being worked on. I wonder when we're gonna see that.
That's all part of it.
Right.
Wait.
Right. That Cory Barlog, the director of God of War, the first one, he didn't direct the newest one, but he directed 2018. He's been working on a game with that Sony Santa Monica team. That game's just never been revealed yet, other than him saying that he's working on a game that's a completely new IP.
Yeah, and that's it. We don't know what it is.
Right.
It could be anything.
We don't know where Sony Bend is. Sony Bend is the Days Gone team. They're working on something. We have no clue what that is. Naughty Dog is a bunch of question marks right now, too. Last of Us Factions just got canned. They put out that roguelike mode, and they keep remastering their old games. Yeah, Factions was their multiplayer thing.
Right.
Yeah, that got canned. But they were working on they've been working on another game outside of that as well.
Hopefully. I think The Last of Us is kind of...
No, Neil did confirm that they are working on another game. I don't know if he's directing it like he does The Last of Us games.
No, I'm just saying, I hope they're finally like The Last of Us is great, but I feel like they've really, like, it's good.
Right.
That's it. I feel like we've, at least for a minute, The Last of Us, they've really been ringing.
Right. And it feels like that because they keep remastering the same two stories.
Right, exactly. It's just like, don't do that again. Just wait until you can do another one.
Right. I'd be fine with The Last of Us Part 3 with a different character. Or a different part of the world. Like, where Last of Us Part 2 ends, like, you go to California and, like, you go to Seattle in the game, you go to, like, all these different places. Like, there's so much cool shit out there. Like, yeah, let me just hang out in California for a bit. Like,
right.
Seattle sucks. I've been in Seattle for too long, so, like, let me go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. But I would like to see them work on something else. I would like to, even Uncharted, I don't want, but fuck, it's been long enough where Jack and Daxter would be cool.
That's true, yeah.
But always, new IP is great. I want new games. Like,
Absolutely.
I love the Soul series. But the reason why From Software is so good at what they do is because they change it up every time.
Right.
Like, Bloodborne, Sekiro, even Armored Core. Like, Armored Core 6 is 15 years later from the last one. And is completely different than Demon Souls or Dark Souls or Elden Ring.
Right. Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. They keep... They'll make similar games, but keep that formula new all the way across the board. And I think that helps a lot with the flow of a team. But PlayStation has these marquee studios that make it one game every 4 years, 5 years. And they also cost... It was like that Insomniac leak said Spider-Man 2 cost $350 million to make. And,
I bet it was a lot in it.
Yeah. And that's, I think Last of Us Part 2 was $250.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a whole studio. It's a whole organization of people.
It's all studio. Yeah, you have all that. But, like, games were never that expensive to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
Games are bigger than ever, but, like, even when they were big back then, they weren't $350 billion big. Like, there's a serious inflation there. And that
oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of that money's getting, sent to the top.
Right.
But...
That'll be a conversation for next week, for sure, with the layoff topic.
Yeah, that's a good tie-in for that.
Yeah. But there's a lot of question marks. Wolverine. I don't think Wolverine's coming out this year. Speaking of Insomniac, but we don't have a date for that.
It'd be good timing with the new Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
If they could pull that off, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. There was another Marvel game that I thought Sony was working on. We don't know a lot though. Blade is Xbox.
Oh.
That's Arcane Lion, which is the Dishonored people.
It's the only other super game I can think of.
Wolverine, Spider-Man. I could have sworn they had there's like 2 Black Panther games coming out. One's from EA, one's from Skydance.
That's weird.
Yeah. Ubisoft has Star Wars coming out. Who knows about that? But Star Wars Outlaws looks kind of cool.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's made by the Division people. And they just put Avatar out, and people seem to really like it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's a good one of these. It's definitely a Far Cry.
It looked like a nice game.
It's good.
Visually.
Yeah, people have said the visuals are insane.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you have it, like, all the way up on, like, a beefy-ass machine.
Yeah, and you're flying around all that shit. Yeah.
Your Ekron.
Mm-hmm.
Sivaka. I don't have anything left. I guess I could end the recording for my screen. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been
Just
going
that one slide.
One slide for a bit. Yeah. I should save that too before I do anything. Save. Fantasy Critic. Save. Cool beans. Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, Palworld's at like 8 million, 9 million units now.
Yeah,
Steam.
I downloaded it.
Yeah. Well, that's just Steam too.
That's just.
We don't know.
I guess I can play it. I thought it was cloud streaming it, but no, I'm just regular playing it. I played a little bit of it.
Yeah. You like it?
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Right. It's one of those. It's not a Pokemon. It has Pokemon elements.
Yeah.
But people that are calling it a Pokemon game is not that.
No, yeah, there's so much work involved, and I was like, oh man, like this is, like I put a little bit of time into Lego Fortnite, you know, and then I finally dropped it because I was like, oh man, this is just a lot of work.
Right.
And I love those type of games, but I'm like shifted to like a more, I want my games to have like an ending, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like I could literally just play Lego Fortnite forever. But I won't feel very like I've done nothing.
Right.
You know, like I just played it.
Yeah.
I like to feel like there's like a goal.
I think there will be, because there is going to be like the equivalent of like gym leaders and stuff like that with Pokemon.
Yeah. No.
Right.
I mean, there is stuff in the Pokemon game. I'm just saying, like, right? It's very grindy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the base building and stuff, there's no end to it with the tech tree stuff. But like all of the, besides like Rust, the majority of the survival games do have like some kind of closure.
Yeah,
like,
but then even after that, it's just you can still keep going, and then that's where it really gets me. Where it's like,
yeah, I'm a person, once I roll credits, like I'm probably not coming back unless I really like your game.
I guess it depends. I mean, like, you know, Minecraft I played for ever.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Minecraft has the ending.
Yeah, but even after that, I played forever.
Right. It's Sons of the Forest or The Forest. Both of those games, they have endings.
Right.
Rust though doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. Maybe it does, but I've never seen somebody beat Rust. Or like, what's this zombie one? It's Daisy or whatever. I don't think that one has an ending. I think it's Daisy. That's the survival zombie one. That people are really into.
I'm not sure.
That sounds right. I know Daisy is a zombie game that's very popular. I don't know if that's the survival game that I'm thinking about, but I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah.
This seems like another one of those. The use of Pokemon models was debunked.
Yeah.
The person that had said that, hey, look at this, they're using these models, I did all of that, they came out and said, yeah, I was really angry and I was deforming the models myself to make it more closer to what.
Wow, that's fucked up.
The use of AI art has not been confirmed. They did work on a game that had AI art. It was like an AI generated game 3 games ago. Back when it was one dude as the studio, but now they're like a team of 5.
Yeah.
Like, Pocket Pair is the name of the studio in Japan. Yeah, they're a very small studio. A lot of the assets do look like they are ripped from their other games. Craftopia specifically, which is not the AI generated one, but I don't remember what the AI one was called. But it's had AI in the name.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the whole bit, was like you make artwork out of AI was the pitch that I got on that. But it seems like, yeah, Craftopia has a lot more closer resemblance to this, but other than that, like, it's really just them.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be like similar to most things and like the aesthetic and stuff like that, but really it's that dude, or the 4 or 5 dudes that are working on that game. They said like they got the dude from programming. They like found him at their local convenience store or whatever and hired him. It was like really humble indie story, but we'll definitely hear more about Palworld in the upcoming months and stuff like that, where all of that is developing. People are saying like this might be a flash in the pan. I think if they play right, you know, I think this might have.
If they can make it grow right, it'll be cool. But at the same time, it is such a grindy game that like it's gonna lose like some of that appeal right off the bat, because people are gonna think, oh yeah, it takes a long time to get your Pokemon to do anything cool.
Right. Now that people know that guns aren't until like level 26 or whatever, like people are a lot more conscious of it.
Right.
But it had like 2-3 million concurrents on Steam.
Yeah.
Like the most ever. I think second to PUBG. I think PUBG had 3 million concurrents at one point.
Yeah, it's like a whole different thing. I mean, it's fun, and you can play with your friends and stuff. And
that's unheard of. Like, good for the studio. That's really like how I feel about this whole thing. Is like I feel great for this team. You know, like this is such Palworld with all of the animosity and hatred towards it. It's such a heartwarming story that they kind of like came from nothing and then took some ideas, threw them together, and then made one of the biggest games of the year.
Right.
Like 8 million units on Steam in its first week as an early access game. It's not full price. It's like $26.99 or whatever for early access. That's not including Game Pass or any of that, or Xbox in general. That is crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's some serious money. That's outselling Pokemon within its first week.
Right.
Like, kind of shit.
And so hopefully they take that and really get the gears turning on the game and stuff.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's already cool. I mean, it really is like, it's like all those other survival games, like, Rust, Minecraft, all of that, but
Right.
with a companion.
Yeah, I hope they capitalize on all of this success, but I hope they grow at a pace that's smart.
Yeah.
Because of the layoff issue that we'll talk about next week, is just, it's very important to grow steadily and not to overshoot, not to have projections be completely out of wild, even though like this game is an anomaly. Like we only get 1 or 2 of these a year,
If that.
Lethal Company was last year's, that I would say, but like Dead by Daylight is another one, like it could be the next Dead by Daylight, like with how long of a tail it could have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with people, everyone being able to team up and stuff.
Right.
And,
Yeah. Yeah, you can share servers and stuff like that. Like, I think there is some stuff that they'll have to fix with that, because, like, progress doesn't carry over from, like, if you're in one person's game, the progress is only for that instance of that game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if you leave and start a new game with somebody else, your progress won't carry over from that one to that one. It'll only stay in that world. So if you jump back into that one, theoretically, I think you would have all your progress still saved in that person's world.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but that's kind of like how it was explained to me.
Yeah, that's not like super helpful when it comes to catching things and stuff, though, because you need
right
a certain level to catch the bigger.
Yeah, you need certain levels. I mean, and then just resources. Resources is the big thing. Like, if your resources don't carry over, you gotta go start cutting trees and mining rocks and shit to go craft Pokeballs.
Right.
Or, I don't remember what they're called. Are they called Pow Pods or something like that?
I can't remember. There's something catchy like that.
Yeah. But I know that it's like Palladium is the name of the rock that you have to mine to make the balls.
Yeah, it's something very on the nose. Yeah. It's all kind of similar to that. I like it. It's similar to. I like that you can have like they'll roam your property and stuff once you establish a base.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can get them to do things. I know the thing I really liked about the Lego game is that you can get your people to actually go out and collect resources and stuff.
Yeah.
So eventually you have a big enough village that like you can just log on and play without having to.
Every PAL will help you build, but every PAL has like specific things. So like in the opening area, it's like a chicken, the sheep, the fox, the sheep and the chicken and the fox will all help you build when you start building stuff. But I think the sheep goes and grabs berries and stuff. The fox mines, like breaks rocks and stuff like that. The chicken's just there to be a chicken. He doesn't do anything. But then they all have like specific traits and things like that they do. But you also have to like sim manage them as well. Like they can go insane from working too much and stuff like that. So you gotta manage your pal's depression meter and stuff like that.
Nice.
There's like, if you don't feed them, they'll start eating each other. There's some crazy stuff. When a pal's dead for good.
Yeah.
There's no bringing back a pal. That's funny as hell to me.
I like that they just kind of roll around when you kill them.
Yeah, they're just
like they don't disappear ever. So they're just like this infinite pile of Dead pals.
The Pal Pile. It was funny. It's such a funny game. There's a lot of cool things. You can eat pals in it as food, but also like you can eat humans, and the pals eat humans, and there's some weird stuff, funny stuff in that. Yeah, the insanity meter that pals get from like overworking themselves to creating like slave factory lines and stuff like that for your pals, and some these fucking crazy shit in that game.
Yeah, I'll probably watch some run-throughs before I get back into it, because I played probably 3 different games of it, because I kept like, I'll play a little bit, then I'll learn something new, and I'm like, oh, well,
restart
I need to fucking do this then.
Yeah.
And then go back, and by the 3rd time I was like, alright, here's my new strategy. I know at one point I was just running around killing all the NPCs that were chilling by campfires, but then I was like, they don't drop anything, so I was like, these guys are just useless.
Yeah.
So I left them behind. I was hoping they'd at least drop like a weapon or something. Nothing. I'm like,
No.
you guys suck.
Yeah, I don't know if like cannibalism is a trait or not,
That would be cool.
but I know you can eat people at the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we got a lot done today. I feel like we can end it there, though.
We should play.
Play Pal World.
Yeah.
I want to. I gotta get a headset and stuff. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But that is on the list of things. I need a headset, and then I'll up my Game Pass subscription so I can play online. Because I don't... I'm such a loner when I play games. I don't need it.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, even with a headset, like, even when I play multiplayer, like Rocket League,
Yeah.
I very rarely turn on the audio. Mostly because I'm not super good, so I just
Yeah.
don't want to hear people trash talk me the whole time.
I feel that.
But I have this, like, weird fear that they'll, like, come find me because I'm so bad.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, hey, maybe. The world's a weird place,
Right.
man.
I don't want to be
Get better
assassinated
at Rocket League, man.
because of Rocket League.
Come and kill you if you don't get that goal.
You'd be surprised. People get really mad.
Of course. Of course.
Even when you play on casual mode. I'm like, bro, I'm on casual mode.
Yeah, go play a ranked match. What are you doing?
Like, literally, children play this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. People are toxic in those kinds of games. Hey, if it's your life, though, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you do is just Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I need to get a new headset and stuff. I've been slacking on that, but anytime is the time.
Yeah. That could be on your list.
It
New
is.
headset.
Mixer, all of the upgraded equipment is on the list. Yeah, I would like to updo everything and reset everything setup wise, but I don't know when that will be. Fuck. Yeah. That was a podcast for sure. We got our fantasy critic done. Like, we'll be checking through that the whole year. We'll probably do a couple of recap episodes like through the year just to be like, hey, actually probably not a full episode. It'll probably be like
Just touch on it in the morning or whatever.
yeah, like a couple months from now or
Just
a month
post
from now.
like a screenshot of our updated.
We could do. Well, I mean, we don't want to do that because games aren't confirmed until Saturday.
No.
So like we'll wait a couple of Saturdays and we'll mention it on
Just
the podcast.
update
Like I picked up this game or whatever, but we'll do like a proper update like a couple months in of like, hey, this is our list now.
Mhm.
At this point. We'll probably do that a couple of times. But yeah. Look forward to that later in the year and look forward to next week's episode next week.
drop if you're and tell us if you're playing
Yes.
your league stuff.
Right.
Keep
if you got hot picks,
Drop your hot picks.
fucking in the comics. Yeah.
Yeah, drop your hot picks in the comments, and we'll compare.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love Fantasy Critic stuff. Like I love it when watching Fantasy Critic drafts and stuff like that. Like that's why I want to do it for us too. Is because I love those episodes of like people just picking out what they're gonna do for the year, and everybody gets super hyped on the games, and then like throughout the year it gets more and more unhinged.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where it goes for sure, because especially at the end of the year where it's gonna be like down to the wire.
Right.
Or it could be a huge discrepancy between us. So
I'm
we'll
sure
see.
that you're gonna win. But...
I don't know, man. You gotta be. Flight Simulator might come in strong.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that will be like a 94, 95 kind of game.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the last one scored a 92. That sounds right to me. Yeah. I'll see you guys next week. My eye itches. You can go check out my personal channel, the MrBenShow. MrBenShow.
Ban.
The
Mr. Band Show. It sounds like banjo.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I should be Mr. Banjo.
A whole new rebrand right now. I'm Mr. Banjo.
Maybe people would watch if I was named that. And make banjo content. I got Resident Evil coming out. What else? I guess just Resident Evil right now. There's some other things that I plan on playing at some point. But
yeah.
There's that. Yeah, that's it for now. No donation link yet, but we're getting there. I gotta set all that up this week on my days off. So next week we should have a Patreon set up or something of that sort for you guys to donate to. Yeah, and then the next goal would be social medias. We need to set up all that stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll leave it there. And see you guys next week for layoffs and PlayStation.
Yeah, take it easy.
Peace out, guys.
My vape is my wand.
Yeah.